and I'm not sure that they have received all of the information and prepared an opinion or a response to the concerns we had with regards to lawsuits that have been brought against municipalities or other governmental bodies and providers of the services. And that's where we are at this time. We've never made a formal recommendation to council.
Well, one other case, one at a time, Mr. Silver, then Mr. Fowler.
I'd like to direct a question, I don't know if it's to you, Judge, or to you, concerning the difference between a citation that's issued by a policeman versus the consequences of one being issued by virtue of a camera violation.
Well, let me just say this as a practical matter. There, from our perspective, and in many other parts of the country, there really isn't a technical legal difference whether you have a policeman standing on the corner who sees someone going through a red light and then issues a citation, or having a red light camera that takes the photo of the license plate after the car has gone through there. Now, there has been some litigation that has been referred to, which we believe has never really been upheld in any jurisdiction, challenging, violations of rights of privacy and things like that. There was a proposal to create a class action in Lafayette. The federal judge today has basically said he has refused to certify the class at this time because he wants to see whether or not there's any legal merit to the litigation to begin with. So that's now been referred to a federal magistrate in Lafayette. Usually, with my limited experience of having been a judge for 10 years on the Court of Appeal, when a judge does that, they may indicate from his perspective that there's a serious problem with the suit that was brought against Red Flex there. But basically what it is, this is basically for a civil violation. This does not create a criminal violation, which is a very important distinction, where some of the confusion and some of the charges have come in other places. A civil violation means this doesn't go on your record. This doesn't affect your insurance. What it does is basically, this is, as Councilman Lawson's point, this is to create a safer environment. I live in New Orleans, and the drivers there, you only have 500 or 600 people going through there. New Orleans, it's just a real challenge, and every day on the street I live in, people just sail through all the intersections. And what I look at, I have a rule for one intersection in New Orleans. It's Carrollton and Toledano, and I tell my kids they can't go through the light when it changes green until they've counted 5 cars that have already gone through the red light. What it does is the real injuries occur when your car is hit from the side. That is when people are killed. We had 3 collisions. I live on St. Charles Avenue in St. Charles and Washington. In an 18-hour period, 3 cars were hit from the side because we have drivers who knocked out our stoplights, and the city had not put up a 4-way stop, and so people were going down. You could see how dangerous a side impact collision is. It's incredibly dangerous. It was a miracle that no one was killed. I also have been involved in Weed and Seed in my area. It's a tremendous program, and what this does is allow you to put your police officers, your law enforcement people, in the community where they need to be, so that you don't have them have to stand on the sidewalk and watch somebody go through a red light. What you want to do is to have your police department to be able to be out there effectively policing, creating a rapport with the community, and doing things that they need to do. One thing that having sat through this committee today, I'm just really impressed. I wish we were like this in New Orleans with the civility, the intelligent questions that are asked, and things like that. I'm basically...
We'll send you some prior video.
Well, okay, no. But I am saying this because I'm actually a native of Alexandria. I was born here a mere 60 years ago in the Tejada Clinic. And so I just want to say that you all have done well, and we're here to answer any questions. I know that some people have concerns about privacy and things like that, and those are legitimate issues. issues to raise. But we've never been treated with anything other than courtesy by the administration, by the council, and we think that this would be a tremendous asset to the city. There's no financial risk involved. There's only thing is an upside where you can come and make your city a safer place so that you can divert your resources where they need to be. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Still didn't answer my question.
It's a civil matter. There's really no difference between having a police officer stand on the corner and see somebody speed by, because you're going to have, once you get this photo, the person who goes through there has a right to contest it. If that person was not driving the car, it's no different than I've gotten 1 or 2 parking tickets in New Orleans. Well, it's my car, and so it goes to the car.
Maybe I haven't made my point.
Yes.
Is there a difference between a ticket given by a policeman as far as the consequences about civil versus?
Oh, yes, they are, yes, because,
I
yes,
wanna
okay.
find out.
Okay, the red light one is a less serious consequence. It's really a safety issue. In other words, if you get a state policeman or a city policeman gives you a ticket, that's for a violation. That's going to have that's going to probably be a violation of a technical criminal statute of some sort of ordinance. So that's a more serious thing in one sense. But what we're trying to do here is to try and get people to modify their behavior in the most cost-effective way that we can, and the main thing is to save lives. It's not. I'm not looking to create a new class of traffic criminals or anything like that. What I'm trying to do is to keep people from being injured or people from being killed, so that you can also take the limited resources that any governmental agency has and put them where you really need to have them. In New Orleans, we have a critical shortage in our police department right now. We have the National Guard, because the Western State has been terrific in supporting our efforts, but they're going to be leaving at the end of the summer. So we're really going to be stretched thin. So I'm really cognizant of the fact that there's always going to be a strain on your police department. And what we're trying to do in Gretna, one of the things they came to the realization for, they had a real traffic problem. They have limited resources, and they're trying to deal with an escalation, other crime that has occurred since the storm, and they just don't have the resources to do it. So they have to figure out, where do you put your people and have the most effective operation for your department. But again, I want to just stress that we would love to be able to come here. We want to say that this is probably, we've been treated very professionally by everyone we've come in contact with, and we hope that we can work this out. And if not, we're still here to support the endeavors of the city of Alexandria.
I would like to, I think at this time we need to try to wrap it up because we have 2 other committees. But I would like to thank you both for your presence today, for your information that you're giving this council, this administration. And I would like to refer all information that was received by this council today to the administration so they can further come back to the city council with their recommendation on what direction we should take with this matter. But again, I would like to thank you both for your time and for your energy.
I just say I had it turned in there somewhere. Okay, outside of red flag situation, when do you think the administration will be prepared to make a recommendation on this? I've been harping on this red light thing for a long time. I talked with the chief several times about it. It's an ongoing problem that's not getting any better, and whether we decide to use red flags or someone like them or not use anything like that, the enforcement issue is a significant problem in our town. I was telling Mr. Lawson that many mornings when I go to work, I stop at the stoplight in front of his office, and when I stop, 2 cars sometimes will pass me on the other side going through the red light. And
I wasn't the one giving you the bird.
it may have been Marshall Bird giving me the bird. But anyway, what I'd like to know is, one, when we've been dealing with this for a long time, and let's get it behind us. Either let's do it or do something else. And if we're going to do something else, let's ask the chief to come in and let's set forth a program that's going to be enforcement and going to be active and very vigorous enforcement. We're going to have people in this red light situation, as these gentlemen have said, and we can attest to. A friend of mine's fiance was killed on a corner of Elliott in Texas as a result of an accident there. And I don't know. I don't know what we need to do, but we got a big problem. We need to get it behind us, and we need to get a timeline on recommendation. And if we do this, fine. If we don't do this, let's go to enforcement, and let's go to vigorous enforcement. And let's get
One way or the
our,
other, we need to do enforcement.
So-
Better, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Marshall.
Chuck, for the first time in a long time, man, me and you on the same page.
I withdraw.
I put it like this.
One of them's gotta be wrong.
The cameras at the lights is not new technology. It's not new. It's something that's been around for a long time. As I've stated in other medias, it was back in the 70s when Europe had them. And they're still using them today. And so, you know, however we do it, I'd like to see us either move one way or the other. Like Chuck is saying, let's go on and do something. Or
I'll probably be the first one to get a ticket too.
I got one, Chuck.
I do know we need to lower our tolerance.
I know that Houston has some, and I don't know if it's you guys or who, but I know in Beltway 8, I got a ticket at my house with just my license plate showing. But it was, so I just mailed them a check. And I knew I was driving on the Beltway at that time on that date that they said it was, so I mailed them a check. But the thing about it is that I still think, you know, it'll give us some, using more resources in other directions. But
And we would be happy if y'all wanted some updated surveys, we'd be happy to come in and even do some updated surveys if you'd like us to. I mean, we don't think it would change beyond that, but we'd be happy to do that.
Let's get a recommendation.
Okay, we'll come back to the recommendation for the administration.
I just want to say one other thing. I have sent my niece up here to practice law with Beth Foote, so you all do have one voter that has moved from New Orleans who's come up here. So, but again, thank you. And Mr. Silver, if you have any further questions about legal issues, I'd be happy to answer. Talk to anybody at any time, and Charlie can give you mine, unless it's cell number that everyone seems to have, and I'd be happy to talk to anyone anytime. Thank you.
Thank you, council and the administration. Thank you so much.
You want to take a 10-minute recess?
That's fine.
Okay, we'll take a 10-minute recess. This meeting is adjourned.